When Pluto was officially reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006, many people dismissed it as little more than a frozen relic at the edge of our solar system. Once honored as the ninth planet, it was suddenly reduced to a minor icy body, quiet, cold, and forgotten. For years, Pluto was seen as a dead world, a leftover from the solar system's formation, drifting silently through the Kuiper belt. But that image has begun to change. New, high-resolution data from the James Webb Space Telescope, the most powerful observatory ever built, has transformed our view of this distant world. What once seemed simple and lifeless now appears remarkably complex. Pluto, it turns out, may be one of the most intriguing and active objects in our entire solar system. At the center of this mystery lies its most iconic landmark, Sputnik Planitia, the vast, heart-shaped glacier that stretches across Pluto's surface. Composed mainly of frozen nitrogen, this enormous ice plain isn't just a pretty feature. It's massive enough to affect Pluto's balance and rotation, almost as if the entire world is slightly tilted by its weight. But beneath that glittering sheet of ice could lie something far more astonishing. A hidden ocean, trapped beneath miles of frozen crust. Scientists believe Pluto's rocky core still generates heat through the slow decay of radioactive materials. That warmth may be just enough to keep water liquid below the surface, even 6 billion kilometers away from the Sun. If true, Pluto is not a frozen corpse, but a living, evolving world. A world where liquid water, the foundation of all known life, could still exist in the dark. And where there's water, the possibility of life always follows. Supporting this idea are signs of ongoing geological activity. The 2015 New Horizons flyby revealed ridges, fractures, and shifting plains that look freshly formed. These aren't scars from an ancient era, they're hints that Pluto's interior is still moving, reshaping, and alive. Even more fascinating is Pluto's unusual relationship with its moon, Charon. Unlike most planet-moon systems, Pluto and Charon orbit a common point in space, a gravitational balance that causes both bodies to constantly tug on each other. This dance may create tides within Pluto's crust and even stir its underground ocean, generating extra heat that helps keep it active. And what if that ocean isn't empty? Some scientists speculate that microbial life could exist there, tiny organisms that have adapted to total darkness, extreme pressure, and near-frozen conditions. If discovered, they would prove that life doesn't need sunlight, only chemistry, time, and protection beneath the ice. But not all discoveries have been comforting. The James Webb Telescope has detected puzzling heat signatures and chemical compounds beneath Pluto's surface, patterns that resemble, though do not confirm, biological processes. Could something beneath Pluto's crust be releasing energy or altering its chemistry in ways we don't yet understand? Others suggest the answer may lie in Pluto's violent past. Billions of years ago, Pluto likely formed through massive collisions among icy bodies. The heat from those impacts could have melted part of its interior, creating the ocean that may still exist today, slowly sustained by radioactive decay. If so, Pluto was born in fire, shaped by ice, and remains quietly alive even now. Adding to the mystery is Pluto's thin atmosphere, made mostly of nitrogen with traces of methane and carbon monoxide. When sunlight strikes it, these gases react to form tholins, reddish organic compounds that coat Pluto's surface and give it its distinctive hue. On Earth, tholins are considered important precursors to life's chemistry. On Pluto, they may hint at chemical processes that echo our planet's earliest days. Charon, too, adds another layer to the story. Its surface shows deep chasms and ancient fractures, and strange red polar caps, possibly formed from gases escaping Pluto and freezing onto Charon. It's almost as if the two worlds share material, energy, and maybe even a connected history. Pluto challenges everything we thought we knew about the outer solar system. It lives in the Kuiper belt, a vast ring of icy debris, ancient fragments left over from the birth of the Sun and planets. For decades, astronomers imagined this region as a frozen wasteland, quiet, empty, and unchanging. But Pluto refuses to fit that image. Instead of being cold and lifeless, it's a world full of motion and mystery. Glaciers drift slowly across its surface, nitrogen ice creeps and flows like rivers, and its thin atmosphere expands and collapses as seasons change. It's not a static world, it breathes, it shifts, it evolves. In the dark frontier beyond Neptune, Pluto moves like a heartbeat in the silence of space. And that raises a haunting question: if Pluto is active, what else might be alive out there? Beyond it lie worlds like Eris, Makemake, and Haumea, icy dwarfs orbiting in the same remote neighborhood. Each of them could hide secrets beneath their frozen crusts. Could they, too, possess underground oceans, kept warm by internal heat or radioactive decay? Could hidden chemistry, or even biology, be quietly shaping their surfaces while we look from billions of kilometers away? If so, the edge of our solar system might not be a cosmic graveyard at all. It might be a frontier of potential, where frozen worlds conceal liquid hearts and chemistry still dances in the dark. A region where life might survive, not in warmth and sunlight, but in the embrace of ice and shadow. One enigma, however, continues to puzzle scientists. Does Pluto have a magnetic field? No spacecraft has yet measured one directly, but there are signs that something magnetic could exist deep within its core. If so, it might act as an invisible guardian, shielding Pluto's fragile atmosphere and possible ocean from the harsh solar radiation that floods interplanetary space. Like Earth's magnetosphere protects life from the solar wind, Pluto's hidden field might protect the chemistry of a distant ocean, preserving it for billions of years. If proven, that would mean Pluto is not merely geologically alive, but electromagnetically dynamic, a world that still interacts with the forces of the Sun despite its enormous distance. And perhaps that is Pluto's greatest revelation. It's teaching us that activity, warmth, and potential life are not confined to the inner solar system. They can exist even in the darkness, nurtured by internal heat, chemistry, and time. Once, Pluto was seen as a symbol of demotion, a world stripped of its planetary title and cast aside as insignificant. But now, it has become a symbol of discovery, a reminder that size and distance do not define importance. Beneath its icy skin, Pluto could be rewriting the rules of where life might arise. It makes us question what it truly means for a planet to be alive. Is it a world with volcanoes and oceans of water? Or can a planet made of ice, glowing faintly in the dark, also possess its own kind of heartbeat, one powered by chemistry and motion instead of sunlight? Because if a world as distant and frozen as Pluto can harbor activity, heat, and maybe even life, then the possibilities for the cosmos are endless. Moons like Europa, Enceladus, and Titan may not be exceptions. They may be part of a much larger story, one in which life hides in the most unlikely places. Pluto is no longer a relic of the past. It's a messenger of the unknown, reminding us that even in the farthest shadows of the Sun, the universe remains creative, restless, and alive. So as the James Webb Space Telescope peers deeper into the Kuiper Belt, and as future missions one day return to orbit, drill, and explore Pluto's hidden depths, we inch closer to answering questions that have haunted humanity for generations. What is life? Where can it exist? And are we truly alone, or surrounded by worlds quietly alive in ways we've never imagined? Pluto whispers that the frontier of discovery isn't behind us, it's still ahead. Out there, beyond the faint light of the sun, beyond the edge of the known, awaits a realm where the rules of nature bend and imagination becomes reality. So keep wondering. Keep searching. Because every frozen world may hold a spark of the impossible, and Pluto, once forgotten, now leads the way.